Hi, my name is Simon Kemp. I'm a professor in Education for Sustainable Development at the University of Southampton. I've been working here for over 20 years, and through that period I've tried to make sure that all my work is centred not just around sustainability, but it's all about the students, enhancing the student experience and really trying to transform students' lives and opportunities in order so that they can go on and make a difference to society, not just now, but also in the future. The approach I take is to make sure that students work with me as partners. Everything's a partnership. Nothing is done through me dictating or leading. It's all about working collaboratively and giving the students the confidence to become the really skilled, inspirational leaders that we know that they are. One of the main elements of the work is really focused around employability. So what I try to do is not just teach students about sustainability when they're doing their work, but also to give them opportunities to develop new skills, to have new experiences put on their CVs, and to give them the chance to really showcase their abilities, to showcase their excellence. Now that might be in a normal classroom situation, it might be in university events that we run, or it might just simply be through other additional work. One of the things that I'm most proud that we've achieved together is we've set up the Meliora Series. The Meliora Series is an international journal and symposium, and what that does is it gives students the chance to stand up, speak about how brilliant their research is and frame it around sustainability, especially looking at the relationship of their work with the Sustainable Development Goals. Now, an independent research project for a student is arguably the most powerful thing that they do throughout their time at university. So if you can make that relevant to sustainability and you can show them what a difference their work makes to the economy, society, the environment, then that can become a really powerful tool for the future. Then the logical second point from that symposium is to get the students to actually have chances to write up their research projects. The students have their work double-blind peer-reviewed, and then if they're lucky enough to get their work published, then it goes into the fully referenced academic journal Meliora, International Journal of Student Sustainability Research. Now, that is obviously a tremendous thing for any student to be able to put onto their CV, but it also has the wider benefits of giving them not just sustainability knowledge, but confidence, real belief in their abilities. They can showcase, they can get the name in print, and it's great to see how transformed the students can be from that experience.
So I've worked with Simon on 2 projects this year. Firstly, I've worked with him on Meliora, which is the UK's first international student sustainability journal. And I've also worked with him on producing a benchmarking report around ESD and wider environment and sustainability themes across the UK higher education sector. Simon is an incredibly dedicated guy and he's very passionate about what he does, and I've really enjoyed working with him on lots of different projects this year, and I would not have got involved with sustainability half as much as I have if I hadn't met him.
Simon has got to be the most passionate and inspirational lecturer I have met. He manages to get people involved in sustainability from all aspects of the university. 2 years ago, I didn't know what sustainability was, let alone getting involved in it and actually running a student journal, which has been supported by him. He cares so much about putting students at the forefront of it and education, and making sure that sustainability isn't just something that people see as green or tree hugging on the environment. It's about so much else, and without him, the university, and I think also nationally, we would be struggling to get the word out.
Moving away from the traditional academic arena, one of the other areas I like to do a lot of work in is in doing really big showcasey sustainability events, not just here for the university, but also across the wider sector. So for example, back in 2011, I came up with the idea for Blackout, a night out with the lights out. And what we do with Blackout is we go across the whole of the university and we switch off all of the unnecessary electrical equipment in one night. We'd cover every single building. So we do over 50 buildings just in a 2 to 3 hour period. Now, obviously, you need to have a lot of students and a lot of staff to take part in that. So even though it was kind of my idea which led through and we made it happen over an 8-month period, it simply couldn't happen without students really grasping the sustainability nettle and really throwing themselves into the work. So we're very lucky here. We've had over 300 people each year get involved in Blackout, and we've even stopped doing Blackout now because whereas we had large savings of over 6% in the very first year we were doing it, the latter years of blackout, we found there's been actually no difference in the equipment being switched off compared to the weekends before. That proves that that campaign has made a notable difference in the fact that people are now routinely switching off all the unnecessary electrical equipment. Other sustainability projects that I've been part of at the university and leading in many instances have been projects such as Waste Wars, where we do the absolutely hilarious idea of we take a sample of the university's waste from every single part of the university across all buildings for one day, we put it into a nice big room, and then we sort through all that waste. From that we can identify where the problematic buildings are, what's the infrastructure we need in order to improve waste recycling across the university and also preventing waste going into the bins in the first place. And also we've got data to take to our waste contractor. And we managed to increase the recycling over one large intervention on the back of the data we were able to provide with evidence of rising from over 34% to over 80% recycling in just a short period of time. One of the classroom events that I run, which is part of a credit-bearing module, is for an environment and sustainability module that any student from across the university can take. I've been running this in a variety of guises for 5 years now. And one of the showcase parts of that is a Sustainable Development Goals Summit. In the Sustainable Development Goals Summit, the students are broken up into different broad blocks of nations. Through the exercise, they have to negotiate to get other blocks of nations to also cast votes similar to their own about which Sustainable Development Goals are their priority. Now, that's quite an easy task. You've got the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, and then you prioritise 6 of those. But the bigger challenge of it is to get them to realise if you're going to prioritise 6, you're actually casting 11 aside. It's about them going and doing the research themselves and then taking that research and then coming up with their own conclusions and learning that way. And then at the end of the Sustainable Development Goals Summit, we then see which block of nations has got the most of their priority votes through. So that's what I really tried to do with my teaching. I want to make the learning experience for students fun. I want to make it memorable. I want to find ways that really impacts them and makes them think about it, not just when they're in the class, but for ages afterwards as well. Another area, which is a further example, is I do another module on environmental management systems, and with that, that's much more employability focused. So with that module, students go into organisations and they will develop an environmental management system from scratch for that organisation that meets the requirements of the international standard ISO 14001. The client will then implement that management system manual for certification for themselves. So for example, over the years, we've done this work with Southampton International Airport, Ordnance Survey, we're doing Southwestern Railways at the moment, we've done West Quay Shopping Centre down here. West Quay Shopping Centre being a good example because from that, the parent company took the work of our students, implemented ISO 14001 down at this enormous shopping centre, taken that model and they've implemented across all their other shopping centres across the rest of their portfolio in the UK and France. So it shows that students can do absolutely brilliant work, and that is the most important output you can ever have. Trusting students with their ability, trusting them to go out and deliver, and they deliver in spades. But they can only do that if you give them the opportunities and the confidence. The Environmental Management System module is one example of how we achieve that. So again, that's the way that I like to try to focus the sustainability work that I run here at the university. It's about academic partnerships, student partnerships, working with staff, operational ideas, trying to do everything so it becomes part of the core function of the university. And by core, I mean curriculum, operations, research, and experience. And that really, I think, is what it should be about. Transforming students' lives, transforming society for the better, and helping preserve the environment. So, thank you for watching this video.